want to make a cake with y'all. We're about to go on vacation. The last blast for the summer. We're just going to run to a beach, Galveston Beach, and it's in Texas. Anyway, the kids and grandkids, and we're going to make some fun treats there. Y'all know I love to have fun with my kids and grandkids. This chocolate cake that I'm going to make with y'all is a chocolate cake that I made out of desperation one year for Christmas or Thanksgiving. I cannot remember, but I'd been cooking and cooking. And you know, you can plan all of that stuff ahead of time, and you still get behind. Things happen, and many things happened that year, as usual. So anyway, here I was. It was almost midnight, and I still needed my chocolate cake I had said I was going to make, along with all the other foods. So instead of pulling all my flour and baking soda and baking powder and all that out and making a big mess in the kitchen, and I had already cleaned it really well, I decided to just make this cake a quick cake mix creation. And when I did, I actually liked it a little better than the homemade version that I always had made, because it has the same ingredients in it. So I went back and I made that homemade version one more time, and I still liked this, the way this turned out better, meaning it had a little more volume to it, really, was about it. They both taste great, and maybe we'll make that homemade version, but in case you do like me, I want you to see this, and I'm going to take this on vacation with us, and y'all, we're going to make a ice cream milkshake with it. Right? I know, we're going to go crazy, but that's what I like to do. Anyway, I have a cake mix, just any chocolate cake mix you want to use. You can use Devil's Food. This one says Super Moist Triple Chocolate Fudge Cake, but I've used just plain chocolate cake, whatever you want to use chocolate-wise, okay? It's all going to be good. If it's chocolate, it's good, right? And according to the package directions on the back, it's going to need 3 eggs, and it's going to need 1 1/4 cups of water. Well, I never add water to my cake mixes, okay, because that just has no flavor at all. So what I'm going to add instead of the water is some buttermilk. A lot of times if I'm making chocolate cake, I'll add chocolate milk, guys, or just plain milk, because a lot of you I know can't get buttermilk. Just use plain milk. And I'm doing 1 1/4 cups, just like this, of our buttermilk. And to that, it also calls for 1/2 cup oil, and it calls for vegetable oil, and today I'm going to use coconut oil. This doesn't have a coconutty flavor, okay? And so let me put my 1/2 cup in there. You could use canola oil, whatever kind of oil you want to use, guys. And that is according to the package directions. And then it called for 3 eggs, and my eggs are very small because I have very small egg layers right now. They're growing, so I'm putting 4, but you would put 3 large eggs. And to that, I want to add some more flavor enhancers. First of all, any cake mix I make, I don't care what flavor it is, I add a teaspoon of vanilla to that cake mix, okay? So you see how it really zhuzhes up your cake mix, right? Yes, it sort of awakens all the flavors in there. I love to add espresso to a chocolate cake or chocolate anything, just because it also brings out the flavor of the chocolate. And they have finally started putting some baking espresso in the baking aisles in the grocery stores, and that's where I picked this one up. I used to have to order it on Amazon or go to the coffee section and find it. If I didn't there, I'd order it. So I'm going to put a teaspoon, and I'm putting a generous teaspoon. Y'all see that? A heaping teaspoon of my espresso. And also, yes, indeed, some chocolate cocoa. I'm going to put a generous teaspoon again of that, just to kind of add that chocolate to it. It's going to be quadruple chocolate, right? Okay, y'all. And all we got to do is mix this up for just a couple of minutes on medium-low. There we go. Got a little little chocolate on my hands. All right, y'all. I have 2 greased 8-inch cake pans behind me. I got a little chocolate on my work counter. Let me clean that up. So, I'd like to show y'all this little trick I like to do. If I'm cooking a chocolate cake, you know, if you put your flour in here, it leaves that floury residue on the outside of your cake. So I love to put a little cocoa in there. You can even save some of your cake mix if you want to, just a tablespoon or 2. Save some of that and sprinkle in here. But I'm just going to do a little bit of cocoa, just like that. Just about a tablespoon or 2. That was a dusting. And now, when we turn our cake out, it's not going to have that floury residue on our chocolate cake. Won't that be nice? And now I can just tap it into there and do him just the same. Just like that. And that's just about enough where he doesn't hardly have any left over, but I'll just tap them off in my sink just like that. And now, isn't that fabulous? I think so as well. And I try to divide this evenly, but sometimes I fall very short of that. Do y'all? And now during the holidays, I make this cake. I'll make a double batch, and so I'll have 4 layers, and I slice these in half, so it'll be an 8-layered chocolate cake. I don't even have a dome big enough for that, so I have to put a big stock pot over it before we eat it at the holidays. And I will try to do that with y'all this year. I sure will. Sometimes it just gets too crazy for me to even hop on here with y'all. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? But I know, because y'all have the same kind of holidays I do. Yes, you do. We all do, don't we? Silly, silly. John was around, he would sure be eating that leftover batter, wouldn't he? I know. And then I'll just kind of push it around to the edge so it doesn't mound up really high in the middle. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I know you do. Yes, I do. There we go. All right. Into the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 35 minutes until a toothpick inserted right in the middle comes out clean or just kind of crumbly, okay? And I'll see y'all back then. I am making chocolate curls to go on top of our cake just to add to the drama. I'm going to get y'all down here so you can see. I used this Baker's chocolate. It's semi-sweet. You can use milk chocolate, whatever kind of chocolate you want to use, guys. Get you in here closer. And I took my bar, and it was too cold because it was in air conditioning, so I had to put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. And so you might have to do the same, and then you can just pull it out and see if you can make some curls with it. If not, do it about 5 more seconds, just like that. Can y'all see it curling off of there? Let me see if I can do it backwards and y'all can see it. There it goes. I'm about to get down to the last little tidbit here. Just like this. You know what that can be? A little snack. Alright guys, aren't those going to be pretty on top of our cake? I'm going to set them in the refrigerator because I do want them to stay cool now. While our cake is baking in that oven, we are going to make this really quick frosting as well. Again, I came up with this on the fly because I was in a bad hurry and it was late during the holidays instead of the totally from scratch frosting. And so you're going to love it, and it's very, very good, I promise. We are going to start with one of these containers, any kind of chocolate. This one's called Rich and Creamy Chocolate. Sometimes I get milk chocolate. You can get a darker chocolate, any kind that you like, a fudge chocolate. and it's a 16-ounce container. It's very good, but we're gonna zhuzh it up just like we did our cake mix. To this, we are also going to add some melted chocolate chips, and I just have these semi-sweet. I don't like to get my things too sweet adding to, so I have it semi-sweet, and I melted them in the microwave before I came down here in the canning kitchen in the house. Every 30 seconds I would stir these, okay, so it wouldn't get too many hot spots in that microwave, you know, because then your chocolate will try to seize on you. Into it the same amount, 2 cups or 16 ounces, just like our store-bought icing frosting we bought, right? So be just the same. Again, I do not want to waste any of this chocolate goodness. No, I don't. All right, y'all. Now, to mimic just like we did in the cake, we're going to add some of this espresso powder. Now, I don't want to just put it directly in here. It's not liquid enough. So, I always add, if I'm using a store-bought frosting, anytime, I don't care what flavor it is, I always add some vanilla extract to just wake that frosting up and make it taste a little more like homemade. So I'm going to add a teaspoon there. And to that, I'm going to add the teaspoon of espresso. Just like that. Generous teaspoon of espresso, right? And then I can use that vanilla to dissolve my espresso in here. And if you don't have espresso, you just use you a little bit of strong brewed coffee. Same for that cake. If you don't have espresso and you want to make that cake, use you about a 1/4 cup of fresh brewed coffee and just only put about 1 cup of milk. You know, you can put that in with your liquid is what I'm saying. Okay. And this goes, again, I do not want to waste it. Let me get all of that flavor enhancement out of there. There we go. All right, y'all. I do take my mixer, I'll wash my beaters, and I'm going to mix this together real quick. Y'all want to taste some of that icing with me? Me too. Tastes very, very chocolatey. You don't taste the espresso at all. It just enhances those flavors. So I'm going to cover this and we're going to wait on those cakes, guys, and I'll see y'all then. Can y'all smell it? Ooh, that smells good. And just like I did before I got them out of the oven and got on here with y'all, but I just put a knife right down in the middle and it came out clean. And they are ready to cool. I'm going to let them cool here for a few minutes. And then I'll turn them out onto a cooling rack and let them completely cool down before we frost them. And I will see y'all then. Here is our cakes. They're nice and cool. And I'm going to take this serrated knife, okay, serrated blade, and I'm going to cut mine in half. I love for it to be those thin layers with a lot of icing between there. Just seems to be a better ratio, doesn't it? So just don't be afraid. Just go in about halfway and just start rotating your cake around and around and keep it in that mid section there, and you're going to do just fine, just like that, okay? Just like that. We've got one done. I'm going to trade it around, show you again. I can scoot him down there. Again, it's not hard at all, so do not be afraid, okay? And if you mess it up, you know what? Icing can repair anything. We need a t-shirt that says that, right? Some of that icing I put right there, that's going to secure my cake in the middle. I always do that no matter what you're putting your cake on. Always secure it. Please, please, please. All right. Let me flip you just like that. lay you down there. And I'm going to put just a bit of our icing we made. And y'all, to tell you the consistency of this icing, it's almost like a ganache when you add those chocolate chips to it. It doesn't keep it real creamy. And it kind of forms like a nice ganache seal on your cake. Got my second layer going. Put me a thin, you don't have to put a ton in each layer, just enough. And I'm going to keep going. My last layer, just like this. I'm going to get me a big offset spatula. We'll ice the whole top and sides. Chip to smooth your frosting out on the outer edges. If you want it to be smooth, just have some hot water, and run that blade just like that, and you'll smooth it down. Okay, y'all, we're down to our sprinkles, and we are just going to place them all around. Let them be so pretty right here in the middle. Then we can use those when we make our ice cream shakes on vacation. We can put a few sprinkles on top too, right? Or curls, not sprinkles. I actually have chocolate sprinkles. I have chocolate syrup. I have, what else do I have? I'm going to put some around the edges too. Oh, I found these wonderful little things. Y'all know the Nutty Buddy ice cream cones? You know, the little chocolate plugs in the bottom to keep your ice cream from melting and dripping out? Well, I found a bag of those because John's cousin Amy told me about those at the grocery store, and I had to find them. So we're going to put all sorts of pretty cute chocolatey things on top and just have a good time. And you know, I am going to take y'all with us. Yes, I will. And y'all will build one of those crazy ice cream shakes with us. All right, y'all want me to come show you up close? Here I come. Doesn't that look good? Yum. Looks like chocolate overload, doesn't it? Y'all want to cut into a piece of it? Will y'all wait? Y'all will wait, won't you? That's right. Y'all will wait, and I'll do it with my family, and we will have a good time. I will see y'all there. Bye-bye.